Hey, it's Steph. Thanks for watching today's video. I'm going to be doing a whole collection inventory. This is as of July 1st. These pictures were taken after my most recent haul. That was in the beginning of July. I wanted to do a mid-year inventory because I actually haven't taken a look at my whole collection since the beginning of 2022. So it's been quite a while and my collection has changed a lot through panning. Of course, I was doing a lot of panning projects last year, and I recently did quite a bit of decluttering. So some of these numbers have gone down drastically, which is really good because I'm a little closer to having a more curated collection, and I have more hope that I will finish these products before they will expire. I do have pictures from my 2022 inventory, so I will be comparing last year's pictures to this year's pictures along with numbers. If you would like a more in-depth video for each category where I go through each product and swatch things and talk about them, let me know. But this is just going to be a general inventory of how many I have in each category and what that looks like compared to last year's numbers. I was going to move over, but I think I'll stay the same, and then hopefully when I pop in the pictures, it'll do that thing where it pushes me to the side, maybe this way, I don't know. Hopefully that works out. So I'm gonna go in order of how I apply things on my face, but I did want to start off with a category that I wasn't really sure how to track, I guess, and I ended up just calling it mixers. So I have two mixers currently. That's the Duraline and a blue pigment from LA Colors. I did not have this category last year, so that has gone up by 2 because I didn't have any last year. So I just wanted to throw that one in because I don't have anything to compare it to. The step that actually goes on my face first is face primer, and in 2022 I had 10 primers. I have panned quite a few, but I've also decluttered a couple, and currently in 2023 I have 2, which is insane. That is 8 less than last year, but I do not need a lot of primers. I don't use primers on a regular basis. Honestly, I only use them if they're in a project. I don't know, they don't seem to do a whole lot. So I split up my foundations in 2 different categories. I have an open foundation and a closed foundation. So for my open foundation category, that just means, I've opened it, I've used it, it's sitting in my collection, expiring as I speak. In 2022, I had 16 open foundations, and I have managed to get that number down to 6. That is mostly from panning. I focus on foundations a lot because I had a lot in my collection, but I have decluttered a couple that I knew were just too expired. But yes, that has gone down by 10, which is amazing. I love to see that. And then my closed foundation category, that is foundations that I have not opened yet. I don't think they're expiring because they haven't been exposed to oxygen, right? That's how it works. I don't know. So my closed foundations went from 9 up to 12. So that has increased by 3. I always have said that I've only wanted about 10 foundations. And honestly, that's more than I need. I just have one face, but I like the variety sometimes. So I'd really like to see this number go down even more before the end of the year. I probably will do another inventory either at the end of this year or beginning of next year. But that has gone up 3. And then I had a category last year for samples slash mini foundations, and I had 5 in 2022, and I have gone down to 0. I do not have any of those currently, so that went down 5. In total, for 2022, I had 32 foundations, and this is liquid foundations, by the way. I have another category for powders, but now in 2023, I have 19, which is about double than what I want, but that went down by 13 foundations, and I think that's just amazing within a year and a half, especially because I've used most of them. Like I said, I have a category for powder foundations, and in 2022 I had 2. Currently I have 1, so that went down 1, and I really love the L'Oreal Infallible Powder Foundation. I'm wearing it today over concealer. I don't have any foundation on, it's just those 2 products as a base, but yeah, I would definitely repurchase that. I'm fine with just having 1 powder foundation because I use it as a foundation and a setting powder, but I really like that formula. The next step in my routine would be concealers, and last year I had 9. I have brought that down by 3, making a total of 6. And in the photo, you'll see the first 3 concealers are open, and then the last 3 are closed. I want to use up some of my open concealers before I open up some new ones. But loving that that went down. I probably only need 2 or 3 concealers, honestly. The picture from last year does not include my Too Faced concealer. I don't know how that happened, but I did have that concealer last year, and that's why the numbers don't match the photo. The next category is face powder. In 2022, I had 8, and that included some in palettes, I think, but I count individual pans. And this year I am down to 3, and that is 3 loose powders. I tend to like loose powders better, and I use these under my eyes and all over my face. So that went down 5, which is awesome. I think I only decluttered 2 of those powders, and those are the ones in like those contour palettes, but the rest I used up. And honestly, I think I would be good with just 2, 1 that I am actively using, and then 1 as a backup. And so far the Maybelline Fit Me is probably my favorite, and I can get those like buy one get one free, so I think I'll just continue to repurchase that powder. For bronzers, I have these broken out between like creams and powders. So for cream bronzer, last year I had 3. I was kind of delving into cream products, getting to know them a little better, and I found out that I love cream bronzer, like most people do. So this year I added 2 to my collection, so I have a total of 5 cream bronzers, which is definitely more than I need, but and I have not tried the Tarte Sea Breezy bronzer yet, but I love all my other cream bronzers. I think they're all great. For powder bronzer in 2022, I had 11, and this did count individual pans in different palettes. I am down to 6, and these are all individual compact bronzers except for my Charlotte Tilbury, I think it's called a Bronzing Glow. I do have that in a palette, but I count it as individual, like I said. So that went down 5. I am on the hunt for a neutral bronzer that is good for fair skin. I feel like the bronzer that I'm wearing today, which is the Maybelline City Bronzer, is a little warm for me because I have a cool undertone. Deb B just I think it was in her Panning Cats and Dogs project pan that she introduced a bronzer. It's like a Han bronzer, and she said that was really neutral and great for fair skin, so I might be purchasing that soon. I'll probably wait until I finish that Maybelline bronzer, which is soon. But yeah, I heard the Flower Heat Wave bronzer is really good for fair skin too, so I'm excited to use that, but I haven't tried it yet. Moving on to blush, I have these broken out into cream and powders as well. For cream blush, I had 7 in 2022. Like I said, with the cream bronzer, I was kind of getting to know a lot of different formulas. And unlike cream bronzer, I'm actually not a super fan of cream blush, which maybe it's the formulas that I've tried in the past, or maybe it's the fact that I have to powder. Usually if I use cream bronzer, I'll do it over my foundation and then I will powder on top, and then I'll do like a powder blush on top. I feel like when I use a cream blush, the powder kind of mutes the cream blush and it doesn't really do anything, so I kind of feel like it's unnecessary for my routine. But if you have a cream blush that you absolutely love and you think that I would like, let me know. So saying that, I actually decluttered quite a few cream blushes and I'm down to 2. So that is down 5 cream blushes. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm open to trying new formulas, but like I said, it's not my favorite category. For powder blush, I had 12 in 2022, and that obviously included blushes and palettes, and now I'm down to 11. So that only went down 1, but it went down, which is awesome. I am okay with this number. I think it's fine to have a little variety, especially blushes with different undertones and different shades. Most of my blushes are cool undertoned, but they're still different shades like light and dark, so I am okay with 11. For cream highlighters, I had 2 in 2022. And I am down to 0, so I actually do not own any cream or liquid highlighters, and I'm okay with that. I don't think that I really need that in my routine. Yeah, I just prefer powder highlighters, but I did empty that ColourPop Lunch Mini highlighter, and I decluttered the Rare Beauty highlighter. For powder highlighter, I had 8 in 2022. And I am down to 4 highlighters. So I went down 4. I cut that in half. I think only one of them I actually finished. It was the Mini Benefit Mary Luminizer. I love that highlighter. I would totally buy that again. But I don't need highlighters. I decluttered 3, sounds like. And I actually went through, I swatched all my highlighters together. I saw which ones were a little too similar, and I got rid of the oldest ones because I just know I'm not going to finish all these highlighters, so why am I keeping these older formulas when I have new ones that I need to focus on? So, went down in that category. That's awesome. Next is setting spray, and in 2022 I had 3. I'm down to 2, so I went down 1. And both of the ones I have now are the same. It's the Milani Make It Last. I have a jumbo version and a travel version because that is my new favorite setting spray. And I do think it's interesting, in my 2022 inventory video, I mentioned that I use setting spray every single day, every single time I do my makeup. And that's just not the case anymore. I really only use it if I'm going out, like on an event, or if I know like I'm going outside on a sweaty day, you know, on a hot day. So yeah, I haven't been using it as often, which is fine. And I think I'll just keep repurchasing the Make It Last if I ever run out, because it's good. Next is eyebrow products. And in 2022, I had 4. I am up to 6 products this year, so that increased by 2. And I am perfectly okay with that. I use eyebrow products every time I do my makeup. I tend to just focus on one at a time, and I just, move on to the next one as I use it up. So I'm fine with that category going up. A few of those are like sample or mini brow gels. So I'm fine with that. They're minis. They'll go fast once I start using them. So not too bad. Another category that I actually did not have last year was eye primer. So I had 0 in 2022, but I did end up purchasing the Urban Decay primer potion at some point. I don't know when that was. Maybe during Black Friday last year. I'm not quite sure, but I have 1 eye primer now, so that went up by 1. Next is eyeliners, and I had 5 in 2022, and I'm down to 3, which is really good. 2 of those that I currently have are black liquid liners, and then I just have 1 pencil liner that I barely ever use. Honestly, I don't feel like I need any eyeliners other than like a black liquid. I really enjoyed having a brown, like charcoaly gray eyeliner, so I think I will look into finding one similar to the one I just finished. If I ever feel like I need an eyeliner of a different color, I just use eyeshadow, and that works great for me. So I love that I only have 3 because those aren't going to waste. And next for eyes is mascara. In 2022, I had 8 mascaras. Some of them were minis, some of them were full size, and this year I have 6. And if I remember correctly, only one of them is a mini, the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. So that went down by 2, and I go by, mascara is something that you use every, 3 months, people typically go through. So I am fine with that at 6. I probably only need, 3. Maybe have 2 open, 1 as a backup. I don't know. I only have 3 open at one right now. And even that's too much for me. I should only have 1 or 2 open at a time. Moving on to eyeshadows. So for single eyeshadows, last year I had 15. And this did include like liquid eyeshadows, single potted eyeshadows, magnetic singles, etc. And this year I also have 15. It did not go up or down, but it is mostly magnetic eyeshadows. And I think I only have 1 individually packaged eyeshadow, that Tarteist shadow. So I am good with that for now. I may have purchased a mystery bag from Sydney Grace, which I'm positive will have some magnetic shadows in there, so I'm really excited. But for now, I have 15. In my inventory, I separate my smaller eyeshadow palettes from my bigger eyeshadow palettes. So I have a category for less than 9 pan, and then I have a category for 9 pan and up. And I might need to split that up even more because I have a 36 pan palette now. But I don't know. That's for another time. But for my eyeshadow palettes that have less than 9 pans, last year I had 9, and I am down to 3 this year. Like I said, I have decluttered quite a bit. And I guess I decluttered 6 of those because I am down by 6. For eyeshadow palettes that have 9 pans or more, I had 14 in 2022, and I went up by 10. I currently have 24 eyeshadow palettes that have 9+ pans. So in total, from 2022, I had 23 palettes, and in 2023, I have 27 palettes. So technically, my whole collection of eyeshadow palettes only went up by 4 in a year and a half, which I think is pretty good with how tempting eyeshadow palettes are. I'm not yet overwhelmed by my palettes, so I think that's a good number. And I did kind of break out each eyeshadow pan, and this does include my singles. So in 2022, I had 253 individual eyeshadow pans, and now I have 316. So that number did go up by 63, which is a big number in my opinion. But anyway, the very last category I have are lips. I have these broken out like lip liner, different things like that. So for lip liner in 2022, I had 6, and I am down to 2. So I went down by 4. I've mentioned in the past that I'm not really a big lip liner girl. I do not naturally gravitate to lip liner, but I did pan a lip liner last year. I didn't complete it, but I worked on it. And I was wanting other colors. I just found that really fascinating. So I'm open to getting more lip liners, but just not having excess. So maybe 5 max. But yeah, that did go down from last year. So for the colors of lip glosses or lipsticks, like my reds and purples, I had 15 last year, and I'm down to 4. I decluttered so many lip products over the past year and a half, honestly, because they were expired. I did have some duplicate colors that I thought were just too close to each other, so I decluttered the oldest one, things like that. So that went down by 11. And then I have a category for neutral lip colors. So like an everyday lip, whether it's a neutral or maybe like a pink, light pink. And I had 15 of those last year in 2022, and I am down to 9. Again, that is from decluttering, so that went down by 6. So in total, lip products, not including lip liner and lip gloss, I think, because I had that as a separate category. In 2022, I had 32 lip colors products, and now I'm down to 13. So that went down by 19, more than half, which is kind of crazy, but it is way more manageable for me, and I actually enjoy all of the colors that I have. So that feels really good. Those are all my categories. I hope I didn't go too fast, but this video footage is almost 30 minutes long. Don't want to make it too long, but I do have my total numbers. So the total amount of products that I had in 2022, this is including eyeshadow palettes, but it's not including like the pans broken out individually. In 2022, I had 198 products in my collection, and this year I am down to 135. So that decreased by 63 products, either by panning or decluttering, which, you know, I panned a lot last year. I was participating in so many projects. I'm sure some of you were following along with those and saw me empty quite a few products, which just makes you feel real good when you're getting use out of your makeup. I'm not doing as many projects this year or currently because of my pregnancy, but I am joining another project soon. I'm very excited. Throwback 30. I just thought it would be a good way for me to participate in some projects that I wish I was participating in, but don't have the mental capacity to do so. So I'm really excited to do that one again. And so hopefully my panning will increase and I will get back into using up products and getting use of my whole collection. But yeah, look out for that intro, and I don't think I have anything more to say, so I hope you enjoyed seeing my whole collection compared to 2022. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed to my channel already and you enjoy makeup and panning content, I hope you subscribe before you leave, so I see you in my next video. Bye.